I have this memory of this great job that I had out of college. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree, my first job was a full-time counselor at a ranch for juvenile offenders, which I look back at that and I think that was pretty brave of me to do that job. But I picked up a second part-time job, and that was as a pre-sentence investigator. And what I did was I interviewed defendants and I interviewed victims of crimes and put that information together into documents that went to judges to help them make their decisions in sentencing. And that job was probably my favorite job in all of my career. And I've been working for 4 decades. And so I have fond memories of that position. But I think what's interesting is how I got to that job. I was taking my 3rd run at college. I had gone a couple of times, and I could do it academically, but there were other things that kept me from finishing, and confidence, not sure what to do, decisions that I had to make. I was a first-generation student, and going to college was like going to Mars, and I didn't have a handbook on how to travel around Mars. And so it took me a while to figure that out. On my 3rd run, I told myself, I am going to do this, I can do this, and I will graduate. But I remember walking, I have a lot of memories about college. I remember walking around campus and looking around and thinking everybody looks so cool and so sure of themselves, and I felt like I was in a bubble, and I didn't feel cool and sure of myself. I felt really uncertain. And so even walking across campus sometimes was a challenge. I have memories of crazy places I lived. I lived in one place where there was a sunken bathtub with, I think, purple wallpaper in the hallway. So you had to go by the bathtub to get to the kitchen. That was a funny memory. I remember going into the food areas to eat and feeling uncertain about where to sit and who to sit by, because at that point I hadn't made a lot of friends. And so it was a really challenging time for me, and I really had to hold myself true to my ultimate desire to finish. I had decided that, well, I'll major in psychology because I knew I liked that. So I declared that as a major. But I had some gen ed courses to take as well. And so I took a criminal justice general education course. And I went into that course, and there was something sparked for me. I liked the content. I liked what was happening in the course. But what really struck me is, first of all, the professor was gorgeous. And of course, as a young woman, all of us wanted to take classes from gorgeous professors. But what I remember the most is that he was kind to me. And I think that that's so significant and important. And I have always remembered that as an educator myself, having someone be kind to me. And I ended up double majoring and choosing criminal justice as a second major. So I declared criminal justice as a second major, much because he was the first person that actually sort of touched me as a student and made a difference to me. And so I went on, I graduated with high honors, got a double major, and proceeded to go into that job as a pre-sentence investigator.